Namaskar, good morning, and welcome back to our channel, a hub for technical education and an epicenter for VLSI coaching in India. Today, we are indeed proud and honored to have with us Mr. Soumya Rana, an exemplary student pursuing his master's in electronic system engineering from the prestigious IISc Bangalore and an incoming analog engineer at the Texas Instruments Company. So let's jump into a questionnaire so that Sir can enlighten us even more. Sir, with your kind permission, can we start?
Yes, sure, Anurag. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, when we look at your LinkedIn profile or like when we do your background research, your profile is so astonishing and inspiring for many VLSI engineers. Like, how did you manage your time between the studies and your gate like preparation while at undergrad, and in masters, how are you like balancing the time between your projects, publications, and your job offers?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank you for hosting me on your channel, and I would give this answer in two parts. So first of all, I'll start with my BTech. So in during my BTech, I used to study from. I mean, I was very lucky to have the opportunity of studying from some of the best professors in the country in electrical and electronics. So during my semester itself, the 11 courses that I had, which was required for the GATE exam, I studied them thoroughly from standard books and from the professors. So specifically related to VLSI, I didn't do much that time. So my GATE preparation was mostly like this. And during my masters, so before masters, I was doing a job for 1 year. So that time I used to brush up my analog electronics and digital electronics knowledge, which helped me during my masters to manage my courses as well as placements. And also some of the courses that were involved in my masters directly helped me in my job. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir. Sir, currently you are in the like studying in the best institution in the country. How is the work environment there? And like what motivates you to do MTech in India and like choosing the IISc Bangalore?
Yeah, so if some aspiring student wants to do a master's in India, then undoubtedly IISc is the best institute because it is ranked #1 in research. And if even if I leave the rankings apart, all the master students in IISc get to work on cutting edge research problems in whatever area they are allotted to. And regarding the work culture and all, the professors here are quite great in their knowledge and in their research profile. So they definitely help us out. There are PhD students and project staff in our lab to help us out. So yeah, you will get all help to continue your research, but then it requires that internal motivation to do well. I mean, that will help anybody succeed.
Yes, sir. So moving on to the next question, like with respect to your GATE preparation, you scored an All India rank of 27, which itself is a huge achievement. Like, what made you choose your masters at IISc Bangalore instead of a job at the government sector, like at the DRDO or the ISRO?
Yeah, so after my graduation, I was working in a PSU at Calcutta. It's Garden Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited, which was a defense PSU under the Ministry of Defense. So I had the experience of a government job. It was good with a good salary, respect, and all that. But what I felt is that whatever I studied during my undergrad, I'll do better if I can do a master's and enhance my technical knowledge and get into the semiconductors industry. So I chose masters instead of a PSU job. And regarding the preparation, so as I said you earlier, I did study the courses required for the GATE exam along with my semesters. So my preparation, individual subject preparation was over by the sixth semester. Seventh semester onwards, I started revising the GATE previous year's question papers and writing test series. So yeah, that's all. And this I got this GATE rank in 2021. So during that 1 year of job also, I wrote test series and all because I wrote GATE in 2020 as well. So I knew that I don't have much pressure on me. The 2020 score is good enough to fetch me a good master's admission. So that lack of pressure and extra experience and practice helped me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And like moving on to the next question, sir. You did your bachelor's in like electrical and electronics, and you chose to go to the electronic system engineers in your master's. Like, what was the main motivation behind this, and like, why did you choose like electronics or like electrical?
Okay, so in my BTech in electrical engineering, I had interest in power electronics, and at the same time, looking at the job market, I felt that semiconductor industry is progressing much more, and that's why I chose electronic systems, because here I got chance to pursue power electronics as well. At the same time, I could prepare for the placements in analog and digital field in the semiconductors. So it was like a win-win situation for me. So that's why I decided to choose electronic systems compared to electrical in my masters.
Okay, sir. Sir, like this is a major question, like which is being asked like every time. There's a major complaint from the student community that there is no linkage between what is taught in the class and like what the industry expects. So how would you address this issue?
Yeah, so this issue comes up mainly with bachelor students, because I mean, nowadays, like your channel VLSI for all, there are many guidance sources available. But 6 years back, when I started my bachelor's, not many channels and guidance sources were available. So students didn't have much idea. But coming to the other part of the question, that there is not much link between the industry and the class, to what is being taught in the classroom. So I think NPTEL is doing a great job at trying to match this gap, so that students can learn at their own pace and also get industry ready. So for example, there are several courses related to analog and digital VLSI design available at NPTEL, which are definitely industry ready courses. And if somebody says at an interview of those semiconductor companies, these courses will definitely help. Now coming to the fact how to manage time, now there is no choice. If somebody wants to build a career in semiconductors, he or she has to, if he or she is in BTech, you have to go through those basic NPTEL courses to build your knowledge. And apart from that, people, yeah, can definitely join coaching institutes to get their hands-on tool training and develop their skill set. And if somebody is in masters, then masters is definitely a very short course. I mean, 2 year 1.5 years before placement is a very short time. So yeah, if it requires quite a lot of extra effort, and it has to be put,
Yes,
yeah, somehow you have to draw a balance between the courses and your other studies. Yeah.
yes, sir. So, when you first joined as an intern at the Bajaj Automotives, like what was your experience there and takeaway from the work arena, and like how did you improvise to maximize the work efficiency while working there?
Yeah, so that was my first corporate experience. Those 2 months of my internship. So I worked on some power electronics based area, battery related to power electronics and battery management. So one thing that I learned is that in corporate, not only the hard skills, that soft skills also matter. How do we network with our seniors? How to get knowledge from them? Because in the present situation, we have lot of things to learn once we enter corporate. So it's not possible to learn everything and anything by oneself. We need to take help from our peers and seniors. That was one takeaway, and it also helped me to become more mature and how to learn things from an industry perspective. Because there is quite some difference when it comes to learning, studying for exams, and learning to work for the industry. I might end up solving some difficult problems for gate or for my exams, but then it doesn't matter that much when I go to the company. What matters there is, given a new thing, how can I learn it quickly, and how can I work gain working knowledge, so that I can suggest changes to a particular circuit. I mean, for a basic example, or maybe come up with new designs and all that. So yeah.
Yes, sir. So, like, what are the various streams in VLSI, and like, how is analog design unique than the others, and why did you choose that stream?
Yeah, so in VLSI there are two predominant streams. One is analog and one is digital. So why I choose analog is that because I felt there are more varieties in analog design than in digital. No doubt digital is also a good career option, but in analog, because as I told you earlier, I had interest in power electronics. So going further down the line, I wish to work in the power management area of analog design. Now there are other areas also like data conversion, amplifiers, RF in analog design, which are really challenging and good roles. I mean, with the 5G revolution coming in, we can see a lot of advancements in RF design in the coming years. So all these things made me choose analog. And for digital, yeah, there are also very good research and job opportunities available in the field of be it processor design, computer architecture, and several other things like networking related hardware. So yeah, I chose analog because it was my interest, but digital is also a very good option. And frankly speaking, there are more number of job opportunities available in digital than in analog. So it's one's personal choice at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. So like moving to your, the education at the IISc. So like what are the
Yeah.
placement options at the IISc, and like how did you get into the analog engineer position at the Texas Instrument, and like what was the process of the offer like while at the job was being offered to you?
Yeah, so in IISc, the students in VLSI electronic systems, they mostly apply for the analog engineer, digital engineer positions, and some of them do also apply for embedded software, embedded hardware roles. So regarding how the process of placement in Texas Instruments, so first there was an online test. From that, they shortlisted candidates based on the test scores and the other things in the CV. For example, CGPA projects and all. After that, there was an online interview, and based on that, the offers were rolled out.
Okay. Uh, so like in which area are you currently working on, and like how is the difficulty level with respect to finding the resources, the coaching, and like finding in the job market?
Okay, so currently I am my research project is actually not related to VLSI. It is related to software-defined networking. So right now I'm working on a new language which is used to program the hardware that is involved in software-defined networking. So yeah, I mean it is difficult. This language is newly coming up and it's still being adopted slowly across the industry. So not much detailed resources are available, but then we have project staff who have more experience in working with that, so we get help from them. And also from our guide, we have regular discussions with him related to which direction we can go and how to improve things compared to what we are doing right now. So yeah, that's how we carry out our work.
Yes, sir. So, uh, like many people don't take the resume like seriously. Can you please tell our audience like how to structure our resume so that we can get like shortlisted to top companies easily?
Yeah, so whatever limited knowledge I have about resume making, so there are two, three things which are very important. The first important thing is the skills. So while writing down the skills, so one has in their resume, that should be crisp and it should be related to the keywords. So for example, if somebody is going for digital profile in placements, then this Verilog and VHDL, Verilog or VHDL, whichever language the person has learned, it should definitely be there. Along with that, programming, if somebody has a knowledge of a programming language, I mean, it is strongly recommended to know C or Python in the VLSI industry, as it is really very useful in verification as well as in design. Also, we are seeing new things coming in the industry like high level synthesis, which requires C programming knowledge. So the key skills should always be highlighted in the resume. Along with that, the projects relevant to the work area in which somebody wants to work. For example, if somebody wants to join in digital front end, then he or she might have should make projects related to processor design or be it like a synchronizers, FIFO, like that. And in when it comes to analog, somebody can highlight projects related to maybe op amp design, band gap preference, oscillators, voltage regulators, and all that. So this projects and skills form a very important part. If that is not listed properly, I mean, it doesn't have the proper keywords and it's not presented properly, then the probability of the resume getting shortlisted becomes less. So people should definitely take care of it. And one more thing is that many people make resumes much long. One being a fresher, one should try to keep it within one page, because the recruiters also don't have that much time to go through 2 page, 3 page resumes. At most 2 pages suggested, but then 1 page is the best. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, sir.
that's all.
Sir, as a core domain expert, like what would you suggest, like young college students to choose between front end and back end, keeping in mind the salary, job perspectives, etc.
Okay, so actually, I am not yet even an expert, not even close to that. I am also learning. But then, yeah, I mean, front end and back end both have good number of job opportunities, good salaries. But the thing is that if you go by the statistics, the number of job roles in backend are a little bit larger than the front end. But then once somebody enters the industry, there is always a flexibility to switch from front end to back end and vice versa. These things do happen. So I think for new grads or undergrad, which the students who are currently pursuing the undergrads, they should build their basic knowledge in the subjects and the programming skills, so that whatever field be it, you can get a chance to enter the industry. Once somebody enters the industry through into back end, he can transition into back front end later on in his career, or vice versa. That is always possible. So the main focus should be on learning the basics, what is required to get into the industry.
Yes, sir.
The pay and the number of opportunities are good in both the roles. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, if a student wants to pursue the career path as yours, like in the analog engineering design, the field, like what should he learn the skills to get the job done?
Yeah. So, I mean, I have compared a detailed set of slides on this. I will definitely share it with you so that you can pin it in the video description. And I will briefly go through it again. So basically, for analog design roles, the basic knowledge that one should have is in basic electrical circuits and analog circuits. Basically, that's where the interview starts from, and the interviewer will definitely ask you in quite detailed depth in both these subjects. And then once you are done with that, you can study analog IC design, which teaches more advanced topics like noise analysis, feedback, and then the advanced IC designs. After that is done, one can choose some area of specialization like RFIC design, power management IC design, and all that. So all those things that I mentioned, they're available in NPTEL courses. And recently, Texas Instruments have come up with an opportunity for students learning from NPTEL. The undergraduate students who complete basic electrical circuits and analog electronic circuits course and do get a top score in these two courses, they'll be considered for internship opportunities as well as full-time placements at Texas Instruments. Further details I will share with you so that you can post in the description. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's it.
Yes, thanks a lot, sir. So moving on to the next question, there's a buzz going on in India that within the next 5 to 10 years, the semiconductor industry will be on an upward trajectory, just like how the software boom happened in the late 90s. So how would you see this one? And like what are your advices to the young students to be better prepared for the to face the industry?
Yeah, so definitely not just in India, in all over the world, semiconductor industry is looking to go upward. I mean, with 5G industry 4.0, IoT, all these things coming up, there's definitely a lot of opportunities in the semiconductor industry coming up. So I would suggest that all the students who are currently doing their bachelor's between electrical, electronics or related field to understand the industry well, try to understand the industry well and make choices accordingly, and not just go with the rat race. So if somebody is definitely interested in the electronics and electrical, definitely he or she should start building the knowledge, as I said, from the required subjects right now. so that once they graduate and the industry they can meet the demands of the industry. I mean, what all skills are expected by the industry, they can meet those requirements.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you please say a few words to our audience like about our VLSI for All channel and its initiatives?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the free and the paid courses for VLSI for All channel is really a very good initiative, and also the interactions with people which are being hosted here. So, I mean, really, even when we were in our undergrad, we didn't have much awareness about all this, but then spreading awareness about the VLSI and the related job opportunities which is being done by VLSI for All is really a very good initiative. Even if somebody can't afford a paid course, then the free course and this guidance things will definitely help them. And as well as the paid courses also, I think they are up to the industry standard, and they will also help people get jobs in VLSI in the industry.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, like we are at the end of the interview. So before wrapping up the interview, could you please give some motivation tips to our people who are like studying for GATE and who are aspiring for an like job opportunity in the VLSI industry, so that they can feel more motivated and work harder?
Yeah, so as I said, if somebody is studying well and as per the requirements of the industry, it will definitely land a good job. So yeah, I mean, I would suggest say all the best to everybody watching this video will be writing their GATE or preparing for masters at this moment. So I would suggest everybody to keep an open mind so that they can learn new things, and at the same time make sure that your basics of analog and digital electronics are really very clear, because any interview in a VLSI job will start from the interview questions related to these two subjects. And at the same time brush up your programming skills so that you don't face a big hurdle when once you enter the industry. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you, sir. Sir, it was indeed great talking to you. As an engineer myself in my bachelor's, I feel that many jigsaw puzzles in my mind have been clarified. So hope to see you on yet another episode of our like VLSI for All YouTube channel. Until then, a very goodbye, sir. And for the audience, study hard and take care. Signing off. This is Anurag. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Anurag, for hosting me in your channel. Definitely, I would look forward to more interactions after as a follow up of this. And yeah, best wishes to you and your channel. Definitely.
Thanks a lot, sir. We'll be pinning down your profile, your LinkedIn profile in the description, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.